welcome back to my channel. So I have bought a lot of new books that I probably did not need, but this is a no judgment zone, so please do not come for me. Buying books and reading books are two very different hobbies, okay? Are you following? I think I have about 12 books to show you guys, so let's get into it. So the first book that I bought was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is actually the UK cover because the US cover is not for sale right now because she got picked up by a publisher. I want to say Bloom, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, she got picked up by a publisher. This was originally a self-published book. She documented her whole entire writing process, self-publication process on Book Talk. And I honestly didn't really hear anything about this book until recently. It felt like one day everyone was posting about this. I know Sarah Caroli gave it 5 stars. Haley Pham gave it 5 stars. I don't know if Destiny has read it yet, but yeah, basically all the book girlies have been eating up this book, essentially. And it's about this girl. She lives in a world where there are people who have powers, and then there are people who don't, aka the powerless. And the people who don't have powers are basically hunted and then like unalived. So she ends up lying that she has powers in order to stay alive, obviously. And she's entered into this like competition with the people who have powers. So she's basically faking it until she makes it. And I don't know, I just love that whole aspect. It's kind of giving Red Queen vibes, even though I think that girl did have powers. But like she's entered into this competition, like Hunger Games, hello. Yeah, very excited to read this. I'm hoping to get to it in October. So the next book I have is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. This is actually part of the Crowns of Nyxia series. Somehow, you don't have to read it in order to understand, but it's in like the same universe, I think. And I just love that series so much. That is like a 5-star series. I can't wait for the other books. And it's about this girl, Selena, and I guess she's a vampire. And she basically has sworn her life away to the goddess that she worships, devotes her life to her, basically. And one day, a vampire slayer conqueror comes up on the shores, and she is tasked to kill him. So it's giving very much enemies to lovers, forbidden romance kind of thing. Very excited. I think this is going to be like the perfect book for the fall because vampires is just giving October fall vibes, okay? So speaking of Carissa Broadbent, I was gifted Daughter of No Worlds by a lovely follower, so thank you so much. This is another book by Carissa Broadbent. It is about this girl, and she was born into slavery. There's a war going on, things like that. She ends up buying her freedom and becomes an apprentice. But the person that is supposed to teach her doesn't really want to teach her. He's very apprehensive about it. So yeah, I don't know a lot about this series, but I know Sarah Caroli really likes this series. So I'm excited to jump into it. I think this is like kind of what made Carissa Broadbent, and then everybody found out about The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I was a little backwards. I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night before Daughter of No Worlds, but yeah, I'm excited to read more of Carissa Broadbent's work. I really love her writing style again. It's just so fast-paced. Her world building is good. Highly recommend her as an author, honestly. So the next book I have is From Paris in Love by Lordy Collier, I want to say. She's a Canadian author, and she actually reached out to me on Instagram and asked if she could send me a copy of her book, so I'm very excited. The cover is just so cute. It is everything. It's about Riley and Miles. It's a workplace romance. I'm guessing it's Forks proximity, a little bit of forbidden love maybe because they are co-workers. Basically, Miles has everything that he wants in life. You know, he has a nice job, a family, things like that. But he cannot have the one person that he truly wants, which I think is Riley. And Riley just came off of a very messy divorce, and she's looking to reclaim her life in some way. So when Miles and Riley are offered an all-expense paid trip to Paris by a client, they can't pass it up. And let's just say sparks fly. So I am so excited to read this. I think the cover is just so cute. I think it's going to be so fun to read about a book that takes place in Paris. So the next book I have is Vow of Revenge by P. Rain. This was actually sent to me by the author and Valentine PR, so thank you so much again. This is a mafia romance, dark romance, boarding school romance, and an arranged marriage trope. So 4 favorite things that I love in a book wrapped into one book, okay? And it's about Marabella and Marcello. Marcello is a new student at Marabella's boarding school. And he basically goes there because he is investigating whoever killed his father. He wants to seek revenge to avenge his father, basically. And he knows that Marabella doesn't like her. He already knows that he's supposed to marry her. And he's like, so what? I'm here. And Marabella's like, oh my gosh, why are you here? You're making my life so complicated right now. But yeah, I'm so excited to read this. I feel like dark romances just scream fall. So the next book I have is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This was sent to me by a subscriber, so thank you so much. I literally can't wait to read this. This has been on my non-physical TBR for a while now. I just haven't gotten up the courage to buy it because I have a very complicated relationship with Lynn Painter. I have listened to 2 of her adult romances on audio, and I just wasn't the biggest fan, but Lynn Painter is known for her YA books, so I'm thinking this is gonna be the turning point for me, okay? It is about Liz and Wes, and they are neighbors. They're both in high school, they're both seniors, and Liz wants to have a rom-com movie kind of love, and Wes is basically her neighbor. They have a little rivalry going on, and he is helping her, basically trying to get with this other guy that she likes. But along the way, they obviously develop feelings for one another because that's just what happens. I think there's a fake dating trope in here as well, but I am a rom-com girly. I love reading rom-com books, watching rom-coms, so I think this is right up my alley. I literally cannot wait. So the next 2 books I have are Haunting and Hunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. This is the cat and mouse duet, and it's a hit or miss for most people. You either love them or hate them. I personally was never really interested in reading this duet until Miss Queen Larry Reeds did a reading vlog on the 2, and she just raved about him. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go in purely for vibes, and we'll see what happens. Let's see where I fall on the spectrum, because I do really love dark romances. Again, they're purely fiction, so I would never want something or condone something that in real life, but they're just fun. They're fun, okay? They're a vibe. And basically this is about Zaid and Addie. Zaid is Addie's stalker, and his job is basically trying to take down human trafficking, things like that. Addie is a author, and she is living in her grandmother's old Victorian house where she uncovers some secrets about her great-grandmother, and she's just trying to unfold this whole mystery surrounding her great-grandmother's murder. So there is a mystery aspect to it. There's romance, obviously, and drama, because Rose, her stalker, and also helps fight human trafficking. So the next book I bought was Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maurer, I want to say. And this, I feel is an up-and-coming book. It was Barnes & Noble's pick for the month, I think. But yeah, I feel I really haven't seen anything about it until recently. The minute I bought this book, it was I saw it all over my For You page all of a sudden. So if you want to stay ahead of the trend, go buy this book, I guess. But it's about Evie Sage, and she basically is in search of a job because her family needs support. I think they're ill or poor or something. Oops. But yeah, she needs a job because Miss Girl's family is struggle busing, and she wants to support her family, so she becomes the assistant to the villain, and I think she develops a little teensy little crush on him. So we have morally gray characters, workplace romance. I don't know, seems like it's up my alley. And I've also been told that this is like a cozy fantasy. It's very like comedic. It's not supposed to be like high stakes, things like that. I'm also certain it's YA, so there's not any spice. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't really read any like cozy fantasies before, so I'm excited. I feel like I keep saying that, like no duh, you're excited. Like you literally bought these books because you wanted them. So we are nearing the end of our book haul, but don't you worry, we have like 2 more books left. So the next book I got was A00 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This was actually sent to me by Bloom Publishing, so thank you so much, Bloom, for sending me this. It is about Rune and Poppy, and they had like a really deep connection when they were younger, a bond that neither time nor distance can break. And basically something happens and Poppy leaves Rune with no explanation, and he doesn't know why like this happened, things like that. And his heart is broken, and 2 years goes by and he finally learns what happened and why she left. So I'm guessing it's a second chance romance, maybe childhood friends to lovers, things like that. I'm pretty sure this book is also YA, so it is no spice, things like that. So yeah, I'm like actually really excited to read this. I know Destiny Sidwell really loved this book. So yeah. So the last book that I bought was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is a YA fantasy romance. It's about Iris and Roman. Iris and Roman, they both work at the same newspaper company, and they're kind of up for the same promotion. So that causes a little bit of a workplace rivalry between each other. But here's the twist. They both own a magical typewriter, and they start corresponding with one another anonymously, and they kind of like forge this friendship. So you get to see like their letters, but you also get to see the animosity that happens at their workplace. So yeah, I am so excited about this book because Sarah Caroli has been raving about her. I feel like every time I go on Bookstagram or Book Talk, someone is giving this book 5 stars. Like, it is coming up to like 4th wing hype, honestly. And I couldn't be more excited about it. So that concludes our book haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you've read any of the books that I bought and tell me how you liked them or disliked them. I would just love to know your thoughts. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.